Welcome to Solar Age, the podcast that shines a light on the path to a brighter, more sustainable future. Join us as we explore the transformative power of technology in creating a Solarpunk world.
Hey Solar Age listeners, welcome to the Deep Dive. We're going way beyond solar panels and electric cars today. We're going to explore a Solarpunk solution for one of the biggest challenges in that shift towards renewable energy, powering heavy industries.
Yeah, we're talking about the industries that actually literally build our world.
Yeah.
Steel, cement, glass.
Right.
And these industries require immense heat and a constant energy supply, which makes them incredibly tough to decarbonize.
It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it.
Yeah.
Heavy industry alone is responsible for more emissions than all the cars and trucks and planes and ships combined.
Yeah.
So where do we even begin to tackle a problem of that scale?
Well, that's where things get really interesting. We're diving into the world of thermal batteries.
Okay.
Specifically a revolutionary technology developed by a company called Antora Energy.
Antora Energy.
They've cracked the code on storing renewable energy as heat, and it has the potential to completely transform these industries.
When I first heard about this, I was immediately intrigued. Storing energy as heat. It sounds almost counterintuitive, but also incredibly cool.
It is. Think of it this way. Instead of storing energy in chemical bonds like a traditional battery, thermal batteries, store it as thermal energy.
So instead of a chemical reaction, we're talking about using heat itself to store energy.
Exactly. And Antora has taken this concept to a whole new level with their solid carbon battery.
Solid carbon battery.
What's fascinating is that they're using something incredibly simple and abundant, carbon.
Okay.
It's like the graphite in your pencil, but supersized
Okay.
and engineered for industrial scale energy storage.
Hold on. The same stuff we use to write and draw can help power heavy industries.
Yeah.
That's wild. What makes carbon so special for this application?
Carbon has some pretty amazing properties
Okay.
that make it ideal for storing and releasing these massive amounts of heat. So first of all, it can withstand ridiculously high temperatures. We're talking 3,000 degrees Celsius. And it's incredibly efficient at transferring that heat. Plus, carbon itself is a really cheap and readily available material, which is a huge win from a Solarpunk perspective.
I'm starting to see why this is so revolutionary, but walk me through how it actually works. Let's start with charging. How do we get the energy into these carbon blocks in the first place?
Imagine a super-powered industrial toaster, but instead of bread, we're heating these giant blocks of carbon.
Okay.
The system uses renewable electricity from sources like solar and wind to heat these carbon blocks to extremely high temperatures,
Right.
effectively storing that energy as heat within the carbon.
So these blocks are housed in shipping containers.
That's right.
I read something about that.
It's all designed to be modular and scalable, so you can picture a whole array of these shipping containers.
Yeah.
Filled with these superheated carbon blocks, just ready to unleash clean energy whenever it's needed.
Okay, so we've got our charged up carbon blocks brimming with renewable energy. How do we actually use that stored heat?
There's a couple of ways. Think of it as an industrial decarbonization flashlight. The superheated carbon blocks release energy primarily through thermal radiation. You know that intense glow you see when something gets really hot?
Right.
That's it. This heat can be used directly in industrial processes, replacing the need to burn fossil fuels.
So we were talking about using clean, radiant heat to melt steel, make cement, produce glass. It's like replacing a giant furnace with a super efficient carbon-powered heat lamp.
You got it. But that's not all. Antora has another ingenious trick up their sleeve, converting that stored heat back into electricity.
Wait, so we can go from electricity to heat and then back to electricity again?
Yeah.
That's amazing. How does that work?
That's where their second innovation comes in, something called thermophotovoltaic, or TPV panels.
Thermophotovoltaic.
Imagine a solar panel that's designed to capture the heat from a bonfire instead of sunlight.
Okay.
These TPV panels convert the intense infrared radiation from the glowing carbon blocks directly into electricity.
So it's like capturing the energy of that intense heat and turning it back into usable power. That's brilliant.
And they've managed to boost the efficiency of these TPV panels to an impressive 40% by using a clever system of mirrors.
40%.
Yeah.
So we have a system that's not only sustainable and can provide heat directly, but can also generate electricity on demand. This is starting to feel like something straight out of a Solarpunk world.
It really does. And when we start thinking about the broader implications of this technology, especially for those who are following the Solarpunk movement, it gets even more exciting.
Solar Age listeners, this is where we want you to really lean in, because this is where things start to get truly revolutionary.
Welcome back, Solar Age listeners. Before we jump into some other applications of this technology, I want to highlight a really important aspect of Antora's approach.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What is it?
They're not just trying to create a new technology in isolation. They're really deeply integrated with the existing industrial landscape, which is something you don't always see with clean tech.
That makes sense. It's one thing to have a brilliant idea in a lab, but quite another to make it work in the real world, especially in industries as complex as steel or cement production.
Exactly. Their system is designed to kind of seamlessly integrate with these existing industrial processes and infrastructure. It's like they're creating a bridge between the fossil fuel-powered world of today and the clean energy world of tomorrow.
So they're not asking these industries to completely reinvent themselves overnight, which can be a major barrier to adoption. That's a smart strategy.
It is. And because their system can utilize this excess renewable energy, the kind that's often wasted or even negatively priced at times, it actually makes financial sense for these industries to adopt it. It's a win-win for both the environment and the bottom line.
That's the kind of innovation we need. It's not just about being clean, it's about being practical and economically viable. But I'm curious about the long-term vision here. Where do they see this technology going in the future?
Antora's vision is incredibly ambitious. They see their thermal batteries as more than just a replacement for fossil fuels in heavy industries.
Okay, I'm on the edge of my seat. Tell me more.
They believe this technology, paired with renewable energy sources like solar and wind, could be the foundation for a truly decentralized and democratized energy system.
Hold on, break that down for me. What does a decentralized energy system actually look like?
Imagine a world where every community, every neighborhood, even individual homes could generate and store their own clean energy, breaking free from reliance on large centralized power plants and these vulnerable power grids.
Wow. That's a powerful vision. So instead of energy flowing from a few large sources to millions of consumers, it's more like a distributed network with power being generated and shared locally. It's like the Internet of Energy.
Exactly. Antora believes their thermal battery technology is scalable enough to make that vision a reality. Imagine a future where you have solar panels on your roof and a thermal battery in your garage, giving you complete energy independence.
That's amazing. Imagine a future where blackouts are a distant memory and your energy comes from a clean, reliable source right in your own community. It's like taking energy independence to a whole new level.
It really is. And for Solarpunk enthusiasts, this idea of local resilience and community empowerment is really central to their vision of a sustainable future.
I see it. It's not just about clean technology, it's about changing our relationship with energy itself.
Right. It's about shifting from a system of dependence to a system of empowerment, a system where communities have more control over their own energy destiny.
Okay, I'm officially sold on the vision, but let's be realistic for a moment. What are the hurdles that need to be overcome for this to become a widespread reality?
Scaling up production is a major challenge. Right now, Antora is focused on demonstrating the effectiveness of their technology in these industrial settings. But to truly transform our energy system, they'll need to ramp up production significantly. It's like going from a craft brewery to a global beverage company.
Well, it's not just about proving the technology works. It's about making it accessible and affordable on a mass scale.
Absolutely. And then there's the issue of integration. We'll need to develop new systems and infrastructure to support a decentralized energy grid. It's a complex undertaking that will require collaboration between governments, utilities, communities, and technology companies.
It's like we're standing at the edge of a new era, a new way of thinking about energy. And it's both exciting and a little daunting.
It is. But I think it's important to remember that these kinds of transitions don't happen overnight. It's a process, a journey. And every step we take toward a cleaner, more sustainable future is a step in the right direction.
I love that perspective. It's not about achieving perfection instantly. It's about continuous progress. And Antora's technology feels like a giant leap forward.
It does, and it's important to remember that this is just one example of the incredible innovation happening in the clean energy space right now.
Yeah.
There are so many brilliant minds working on solutions to the climate crisis, and it's truly inspiring to see.
It feels like we're on the cusp of a real breakthrough. So for our Solar Age listeners who are already passionate about renewable energy, what's the takeaway message here?
I think the key takeaway is that the future is brighter than we might sometimes think. There are real, tangible solutions emerging that have the potential to transform our world for the better.
It's a call to action for all of us. We can choose to be passive observers or active participants in shaping the future we want to see.
Exactly. We can choose to support businesses that are pioneering clean technologies. We can advocate for policies that accelerate the transition to renewable energy, and we can make conscious choices in our own lives to reduce our environmental impact.
It's about collective action, about recognizing that we're all in this together, and that together we can build a brighter, more sustainable future.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And speaking of building a brighter future.
Building a brighter future. Now that has a nice ring to it. You were about to share something about Antora Energy and making their system even more versatile.
Yeah, so Antora has figured out a way to use their system for producing hydrogen.
Wait, hydrogen production? I thought we were talking about heat and electricity. How does a thermal battery fit into making hydrogen?
It all comes back to that intense heat from those carbon blocks. Remember how we talked about them reaching temperatures of over 2,000 degrees C?
Yeah.
Well, it turns out that extreme heat is perfect for something called thermolysis.
Thermolysis. Refresh my memory. What is that again?
It's a way to split water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen.
Okay.
Basically, you're using heat to break apart the chemical bonds in water.
Ah, I see. So we're talking about using clean energy to create clean hydrogen fuel. This is starting to sound like a Solarpunk energy trifecta.
It really is.
Yeah.
And think about the implications for a moment. Hydrogen is a key player in a clean energy future. It can fuel transportation heat buildings and even generate electricity.
So Antora's system isn't just a clean energy source, it's a clean energy creation platform. We can get heat for industrial processes, generate electricity, and now even produce hydrogen fuel. That's incredible.
It is. What's really remarkable is that it's all powered by renewables. We're talking about a closed loop, a sustainable system that has the potential to completely change how we produce and consume energy.
It's truly inspiring to see this kind of innovation. This is what Solarpunk is all about, right? Using technology in harmony with nature to create a world of abundance.
Exactly. Antora's technology gives us a real-world example of how we can turn that vision into a reality.
And this technology, along with all the other innovations happening in the clean energy space, really paints a picture of a hopeful future.
I agree. It's important to remember that the challenges we face in creating a sustainable future are enormous, but so is our capacity for innovation and creativity.
Technologies like Antora's are proof that we have the power to create the future we want. A future with clean, abundant energy for all. A future where we can thrive in harmony with our planet. It's a future worth striving for, and we believe that together we can make it happen.
Well said. Solar Age listeners, we'd love to hear your thoughts on what we discussed today. What possibilities does this technology open up for you? How do you see it impacting your community? What questions do you have about this technology or other clean disruptions you'd like us to explore in future episodes?
Share your insights and questions in the comments below. We're always listening and eager to dive deeper into the topics that matter most to you. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the exciting world of Solarpunk solutions.
If you enjoyed this episode of The Solar Age, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button so you won't miss any future episodes. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below about what resonated with you or share any ideas you'd like us to explore in upcoming episodes. Let's keep the conversation about a brighter future going.